Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. Today is Wednesday, and Wednesdays we do top-down analysis and give buyers on what to expect in the market. And today I have few pairs that I'll be running top-down analysis to give you buyers on what to expect. Stay with us at the end of this video, because at the end of this video you will maximize your chance of winning in the market. Without wasting time, let's begin. Okay, today we are starting with USDJPY. In my previous video, I explained all the reason why we should be expecting this market to drop here after going to 1 hour time frame, seeing this particular order block. I explained all the reasons why the market need to pull back from here, because the market for last week closed here on Sunday. I gave all the reasons why we should be expecting the market to pull back, go and fill this order block before we start moving today, or before we start looking for this down movement, because on daily we have a market that still has this open price, right? Market has to come to fill this open price, or at least come back to this 4 hours order block, which I have at least 90% guarantee that the market is still going to pull it out and come to fill this order block. So, but before we start looking for any other opportunity to the upside, we should at least expect the market to come to this order block before continuation. By the way, I'll be sharing some of the trades that we analyzed last week, how it played out before coming to what we should expect the remaining days, because from there you can learn some things. So after coming to this place, why did we say so? Because remember, these markets broke this structure to the downside, right? Because on 15 minutes, it closed below this low that swept this liquidity. This was the low that we never wanted anything to go below it, right? But the market went below it. So after that, what do you expect? We expect market to clear this liquidity created immediately after the sweep of what? This change of character. So we were waiting for this to come and take it out, coming to other block before reaction to the upside. And that was exactly what the market did. Now, it has given us this powerful trade, because on our previous video, I explained why you shouldn't be greedy in the market. Always target 3-to-1 risk reward. This was our first take profit. This one, second take profit, and market has pulled it out, giving us this beautiful profits in the market this week. So what are we expecting now currently on USD JPY? On USD JPY, let's delete these things to make our chart little clean. On USD JPY, what are we expecting now? Now, looking at this right now, we already know that this is the extreme order block, our new order block. And secondly, we have another order block here, right? Or we can call this one breakout block. Let's delete this. Now, these are the two zones we have here that are very good and powerful that we can buy from. But looking at it right now, if this is your first time of coming to this channel or seeing our video, remember, whenever the market is moving to the downside and a high created a low without sweeping any liquidity, markets always go to take out that high before what? Continuation. Now, looking at this right now, look at the high created before this break of structure. It is still open and markets has not gone to that particular place. And looking at what we have above here, we still have a very good fair value gap above there that is yet to be filled with this open price. So we're expecting market to pull back to this particular place, taking out this internal structure as what? As an inducement or liquidity before we start moving looking for another continuation to the downside. Now, having that in mind, let's drop down to 15 minutes. Now, on 15 minutes right now, everything seems more explained right now. The market is currently reacting from this 15 minutes good order block that we are seeing at this particular place, right? Leaving this liquidity untouched. Now, when we see something of this nature, what do? Remember, trading is reactive and not predictive. Always allow market to come to your zones before you trade. So looking at this right now, what do? Now, market has already tested this order block and could continue moving the market to the downside to come and fill this order block. But if market failed to come to this order block from this particular place and start going to the upside, we should expect that market to come to this particular order block before we start seeing any potential move to the downside. Why? Because coming on 1 hour, we can't see any good order block here. The only place we can see order block right now that is yet to be filled is at this particular place. So there is possibility for us to see this market move like this and come to this place before we see that sell off to the downside. But remember, trading is reactive and not predictive. So we are going to wait for market to give us an entry, right? Then if the market decide to now create liquidity, just like as I am seeing now, if this market create this breakout to the downside from here, breaking this particular place. So what do? We should be taking this as now our inducement. Now let me explain. If this market finally give us this value break of structure, then this and this is going to be used what as the inducement, which means we are now going to use this as our order block to push the market to the downside. So if this market is going to break this low from this particular place, there is possibility for market to use this place and this particular place as inducement to move to the downside. So my first entry is here, putting my stop loss above this and targeting here, which is 3-to-1 risk reward ratio. Then the second entry that I'm going to be looking at is here, right? Putting my stop loss above this order block and targeting first take profit, 3-to-1 risk reward. Second take profit, I'll be targeting this low. So on USDJPY, this is what I am looking at currently. Then we have another thing. I have a very good order or another setup on GBP USD. On GBP USD, in my previous video, I explained all the reasons. Okay, let me clear this chart a little. I explained all the reasons why we should expect the market to start selling from this particular place, and the market did exactly that. After I explained the reason why we should be expecting this liquidity to be taken out, because whenever market comes, creates that structure, creates another break of structure, market always come to take it out before continuation. So after that, I explain all the reason why this market need to start selling from this order block we marked, and market did exactly that. Currently, what do we have? Now, looking at it right now, on Sunday, I explained all the reasons we should be expecting the market to sell from this order block or come to this extreme order block before selling. Now, looking at this, markets had already came to this order block, reacted and sold, and has given us this valid break of structure, right? Now, this break of structure that we are seeing here right now, remember, we did not see any high being swept. We did not see any high being swept during this break to the downside. Why? Because looking at it right now, it is even going to 1 hour, you will still see it. This high here did not sweep any liquidity. And when a high did not sweep any liquidity, what happens? Market always go to hunt that high for before continuation to the downside. And going to 4 hours, we can boldly say that this is an internal structure created before breakout. Remember, if you have been with us for some time, whenever internal structure is created before breakout, market always come to take it out before continuation. Then, if also the breakout happens after this breakout, then we now see a structure created after this breakout. Markets could come to this particular place, come for it, or even come down here, come for it, taking it out before what? Continuation. So any structure created before breakout or after breakout, market always come for it to use it as what? As an inducement. So that is exactly what happened. We caught this particular trade here because I told us why we should be expecting the market to react at least from this order block. Why? Because we had a very good valid order break of structure at this particular place on Friday, and I explained all the reasons we should be expecting the market to pull up here and give us this entry to the order from the order block to the downside, which we caught this particular trade. But currently now, as you can see, market had already what? Taken out this high and has taken out this internal structure created at this particular place. So what are we going to do since these highs has been taken out? Let's delete this and make our charts a little clean. Now let's go to 4 hours. Coming to 4 hours right now, we can see that we have a very good order block at this particular place, and the market is reacting at this particular level heavily, and we still have another extreme order block that is yet to be filled. These are the two good order blocks that we have right now, and we have a liquidity sweep, a liquidity that is yet to be swept here, and this one has been taken out already. So what are we expecting? We are now expecting for two things to happen at this particular place. We will be waiting for a change of what? Trend at this particular place after sweep of liquidity if you are to open your trade here, because this is a very good order block. And this high has been taken, this internal structure has been taken as an inducement. So there is possibility for this market to start coming down from here. But in this situation, you have to wait for change of trend at this particular place. Why? Because we still have this other block that is yet to be filled above it. So in this situation, you have to wait for that change of trend at this particular place before you start taking it to the downside, or you look for a very good order, a very good entry at this particular place, because this is where I am looking to start selling from, not this particular one. Why? Because this market is creating series of higher highs and higher lows to this particular order block. So we could see the market taking out this order block to this particular side, but we are still looking, waiting, and expecting the market to give us what we want. Remember, trading is reactive and not predictive. So this is what we are expecting on GBP USD. These are the two entries. Remember, first take profit should be 3-to-1 risk reward. Second, then you can be targeting what? The lows. Then this also, the first take profits 3-to-1, then you can target the low, depending the kind of trader you are. So these are the two setups that I have on GBP USD for the remaining weeks. Then next thing, before we go to gold, I still have another setup on Euro USD. Now on Euro USD, we have similar thing there. On my previous video, I explained all the reasons these markets support have to start selling from this particular place, and exactly that's what the market did. And I explained all the reasons why we should also expect this order block on 1 hour to hold if the market decide to come to that particular place. Why? Because this is our strong high. Why is it our strong high? Because it swept liquidity. So we're expecting this high to hold the market before moving to the downside. Why? Because this structure was created before this break of structure, and market had already taken it out, and it swept liquidity before this moved to the downside, but something happened. After this sweeping of liquidity, the market did not create any lower low. Rather, it created equal low. So whenever we see equal in the market always come back to hunt to equal low. So we should still be expecting a bearish movement to the downside. But at the current time, the market is still creating higher highs and higher lows to this particular structure. We are expecting this structure to push the market to the downside. But if the market take out this structure, wait for the entry at this particular place. If the market successfully close above this high, then you can wait for a retest and take it to this particular place. But when you are doing this, you have to be very, very careful, because trading against the trend is always risking the market, because the trend of this market is showing us what? Bearish. Why? When you go to 4 hours, you will discover that we have unmitigated order block that we are still waiting to be filled on daily here. Look at it, because this low took out this liquidity. This is our very strong low, and this low had already given us this break of structure to the upside. And once there is a break of structure, if we have so many lows inside it, what do market will always come back to take out all those lows as an inducement or as liquidity, coming back to other block of fair value gap before continuation to the upside. So that's what we are expecting at this particular place. So we should still be expecting market to come to this particular place, despite this market is currently reacting from this very good order block. This particular order block, that's where the market is currently reacting from. So, and from the kind of candles we are seeing here on daily, we should be expecting that market to at least come back to this particular place before we start seeing any selling pressure to the downside, because the market needs to take out these internal structures that it has created, despite this being our high, our strong high. But market could decide to take it out. Why? Because we still have open order block that is here to be tested with a very good fair value gap. So, and on EURUSD, I'm looking for sell opportunity at this particular place, depending what the market is going to give to us. This might take targeting 3-to-1 risk reward. First, take profits. Then second, I can target this low to be taken out. Let's drop down to 1 hour to see if there is something else. So this is all we are looking for. And if the market decides to hold from this place, then you can wait for the trend of this market to change from higher highs and higher lows to now lower lows and lower high. We are still expecting this to hold, but in a situation that it didn't hold, look for that entry at this particular place. Or you look for entry at this particular place after this change of trend. This is what we should be expecting. First, take profits 3-to-1. Then second, you can take it more lower. So this is my bias on Euro USD. Then lastly, on gold. Now, looking at what we currently have on gold, gold has been moving to the upside. And when market is moving to the upside, what do? You look for more opportunity to the upside. And in my previous video, in our last top-down analysis on Sunday, I explained all the reasons why gold needed to fill this fair value gap. But what happened? Gold didn't do that. It continued moving to the upside. Now, let me say this. It is normal, or it is something that you have to understand that happens sometimes in the market for you to miss your entry, right? Don't chase the market. Allow the market to always come to you. Now, we made this top-down analysis expecting gold to come to this other block here before continuation to the upside, because this low needed to be taken out. Let's go to 5 minutes. Let's go to 5 minutes to see the low more visibly. Now, looking at what we have here, this low was supposed to be taken out, but gold did not take it out. Why? Because whenever a high is created without that low taking in sweeping early liquidity, market always comes to take it before continuation. But here, after this high that we saw on Friday, we were expecting gold to come to take it out before continuation, but gold didn't. So we left the market until Tuesday that gold now came to this particular place to give us this powerful entry at this particular place. Now, where are you seeing that order block? We saw this particular order block at this particular place. So we were expecting the market to now take out this particular low, come to that order block before continuation to the upside. But what happened? Gold didn't come to that particular order block. Rather, it swept that particular low just with few pips, or this little wick there that we are seeing, and continue moving to the upside. Just like I say, that's why it's important to always learn and improve with some of the things we are sharing here. Don't chase the market, because market will always give you setup daily, hourly, and weekly. So after we saw this, we went down to 5 minutes to see if that we will see any change of trend. Now remember, this market was creating series of lower lows and lower highs here, and now change to creating higher highs and higher lows. And remember, whenever a low is created without sweeping any liquidity, market always come to take it out. After we saw this, we marked our zone and discover that we now have a very good fair value gap below it and order block. Where is that order block? We saw this order block. Then where is that fair value gap? We saw the fair value gap from here to this particular place. So we knew that market was going to come and fill it before continuation to the upside. So we placed our order at this particular order block, putting our stop loss below the order block and targeting our fast take profits, 3-to-1 risk reward here. That's hits within 2 hours, and our second profits just above this high. And what did market do? Market just played out the way we wanted and gave us this what? Profits. So what do we expect on gold currently now? So looking at gold right now is still in a very bullish movement. But when we look at the market, where are we seeing that order block? We are seeing this order block at this particular place. And why is it a very good order block? Because we are seeing this fair value gap there, right? And we are now seeing another low here that needs to be what? Taken out. So these are the two things we have seen that is giving us this powerful confluence that gold needs to come down to this particular place, take out this low before continuation to the upside. But if gold decides to continue moving to the upside, there is nothing to worry about. On Sunday, I will still give us a valued entry model on what to expect in the market. So, but let's look at some 30 minutes and 15 minutes to see if there is something good we can see on gold. Currently, gold is not that good. And I suggest that for now, we are going to leave gold for now because of currently the situation. But if gold comes to this particular place, then I will be looking for a very good entry at this particular place. Target first profit, 3-to-1 risk reward. Second, then I'll target this high. So this is the possible entry that I will be looking for on gold. But apart from that, gold can continue going to the upside. So we are not going to chase the markets. Then lastly, we'll be talking about Euro GBP. Now, talking about Euro GBP, on our last video, we explained all the reasons why we should expect GBP USD, sorry, Euro GBP to take out this low, come to this place and continue moving to the upside. And that was exactly what it did. Despite it didn't trigger our order, that is why if you are new in this place, always take some of the things we are teaching here and improve so that you can be implementing it on your daily trading journey. So let's delete this and see what we currently have here. Now, when we saw this, and because we were expecting it to come to this other block before continuation, rather it reacted from this fair value gap and continue moving to the upside. When we saw that, we are now waiting for a candle pattern. Remember, this place served as support, now broken it, and whenever that market breaks any support and close above it again, that means that market will continue moving to the upside. Immediately we saw this candle close above this. Now, this is now resistance turned to support. It was support here, turned to resistance after broken. Then the market came back, turned to what? Support. Resistance now turned to support. So we opened our market at this particular place, put our stop loss just below this particular candle, and targeted our phase take profit, which is what? 3-to-1 risk reward. And our second TP, we targeted it to take out this particular high, but unfortunately, market is still moving and running without closing that particular order. But our first order has been closed here, which is 3-to-1 risk reward. We are still waiting for what the market is going to do. So what are we expecting now? We are now expecting this market because this is our very strong low because it swept this liquidity. So let's see if there is any any other block here. So currently there is nothing that we are going to be doing here, because if we are to use this other block currently now to mark and be looking for entry, this particular move did not create any higher high. So in this particular place, we are now waiting. If this market change from this creation of lower lows and lower highs to now creating higher highs and higher lows, you could be looking for entry, but that entry should come inside this particular place. Just be careful because this low did not create any higher high here, but we are still expecting that to happen. So these are the buyers that I have. Remember, on USDJPY, this is the two setups that we have for the remaining week. On GBPUSD, this is our good setup here, but if it didn't work, we should look for that entry at this particular place. But I strongly believe that this order, this particular zone is going to hold the market, but trading is reactive and not predictive. On EURUSD, we are still expecting this high to hold because this is a very strong high that swept liquidity. But if it didn't look for another entry at this particular place, and the same thing to our what? Gold. We are looking for that entry at this particular place, but if gold decides to continue moving to the upside, there is no problem. Just allow it to be moving. So that is it. Remember to like, comment, share, subscribe if you have not subscribed. And if you want one-on-one mentorship with me, you can check my link to my WhatsApp on my bio and just give us a DM. Have a wonderful trading week ahead.